Hi everyone. Today I'll be looking at NDI, Easy Worship, VMIS, and OBS. So then we should be able to achieve something like this, and then also something like this. That is a super source, and then we can also have a squeeze bar in your production. What this is going to do is to make your production look visually appealing to those who are watching. At the same time, you'll be also be helping the congregation, especially those online and those in the auditorium. Now, my desktop is having a graphic card in it, and it's having 3 outputs. So one is connected to the monitor, and I connected to my YOLO bus for demonstration. Now, you can decide to let the other two be extended, or you can duplicate. So for the purpose of this class, because I want you to see my screen, I will duplicate this screen and then one of them coming here so that you can see what I am doing. But the reason why I'm talking about that is if you are a church or you are a business and you want to do projection, especially when it comes to easy worship using VMIS and OBS, it's advisable to get your own desktop, customized one, so that they can put a graphic card in it for you, and then you can have the output. Now, what I'm coming to do today, if you have video switches like YOLO Boss, Rodecaster Video, Osego Stream, and a couple of others, you can do those things in the switcher direct and send it to your screen in the auditorium. And that's going to be more seamless than what I'm coming to do. What I'm coming to do, you have to send the video feed to maybe OBS or VMIS before it goes on the screen. So there's going to be a delay in your production. Okay. So it's advisable you get a switcher that can do that directly. Now, I have also seen pastors complaining about when they mention a scripture, they want to see it full on the screen. A lot of us want to have a lower third of the scripture, which I'll be showing you. Okay. So we will look at how you can assign uh, each of the outputs. Okay. Or if you create a scene, how you can assign maybe the lower third of a scripture and then the full one. Luckily for us, we'll be using Easy Worship. This same thing can be done using Pro Presenter, but I am very good with Easy Worship, so I'm going to use Easy Worship. So the first thing I'll do today is to look at NDI. Then from NDI, we go to Easy Worship. We also do a little bit on VMIS, and then we'll do OBS. Now, this is going to be long, so I want you to interact with the video. Try and listen. And then if you have any question, you put it in the comment section for me. And when I have time, I'll look at them. Okay. But I'm going to try my best to explain everything for you. Now, if you see my screen, you see that my desktop, when I connected the graphic card, as I mentioned, it's having 2 outputs. So you see that there's 1 and 3 and then 2. Okay. What I have done is to combine the 1 and 3 to be a duplicate. Okay. Then I can still make this extend. So it means the 2 extend and then the 2 will be the main. But what I'm doing is that the main right now is the 1 and 3, and then my extended is 2. Okay. So this will give you the chance to be able to send video feed to this will give you the chance to output 2 different feed. So for example, if you are doing Pro Presenter where you have to send video to the main screen, where for the audience you want to send another one to your pastor, that is the stage monitor, it is easy if you have a graphic card like this. So I would advise you, if you are using laptop too, if you have this USB hub, you connect them, I think it should be able to work. Okay, so that's what I am using right now. The other output is giving this from OBS. Okay, so let's go to NDI. So NDI is just network device interface, and you can go in to download it by going to ndi.video, and then it will open the tools for you. Now we have the Windows and the Mac version. One thing about the Mac is that you will not get all the things you'll be getting in Windows. Okay, so you just click download. This NDI is able to connect to devices on the same network. So if I have maybe my camera, my laptop, all of them sending a signal to my NDI platform, I can be on the same network sitting outside the room and be able to get access to all these people are sharing. I install it on my machine. So if my guys are in the office, they are working on the machine, and I open with the same network, I should be able to see whatever they are doing. Okay. So I have installed it, and so when you open it, you see it here. Okay. So you have the webcam, which is also very important. You have studio monitor, and then the screen capture. Okay. Now, if you go into the screen capture, you can see that you have the screen capture, and then you have the one that uses the GPU hardware. Okay. So you can put them on, and then it will capture the screen for you. If you're on a different machine, you'll be able to see my screen. The other one is the monitor. So monitor, what it's doing is that just going to monitor and see what on what NDI on the same network. Okay, so this is my desktop, and showing that my desktop is on. Then when you come to the webcam, this is serving as a webcam. So if I have a video feed coming, I can assign my feed to this webcam. So the webcam is 4. So if you open it on the taskbar, you'll be able to see it. So for example, I have a local host. This is my YOLO device that I'm sending the video feed to one. Then there is EASYWORSHIP Live. Then there is the EASYWORSHIP Foodback. And you can add another thing. Let's say I want to add my desktop. So if I go to any of my streaming software, I'll be seeing the NDI webcam in them. Once you install, they will be appearing there, especially in Teams, Zoom, vMix, OBS, and all of them. But for OBS, when you install it, you will not have the NDI. vMix is having the NDI. EASYWORSHIP is having NDI. Pro Presenter is having NDI. Okay. So one thing you have to know is that when you are using OBS, you have to go and download it. So that is NDI. I think I've done a lot of videos on this, so you can search my videos on YouTube and you'll be able to have access to the video. Okay, so let me close this. So this is it. If you install it, you get that. Then when you come to OBS, we want to install some plugins that's going to help us. Let's all know that for OBS, once you install, it's a free software as compared to vMix. So you will need to get some plugins to have certain things work. For example, when you install it, you won't get NDI. So we'll be installing the NDI. The other one that I will be installing and I'll be using is for multi-stream. And then there's another one for downstream key. So when you open, just go to Google and click and type OBS plugin, and it will bring you to this. Then you click on plugins, and then so the plugins are here. Now the one you see here, which is the distro AV, kindly keep this name. That is the NDI technology. So when you install this, it's going to have NDI in your OBS when you install it. So I've installed my OBS here. This is my OBS, and I've done this. And so if you go to add device, you'll see NDI here. You will not see it initially if you install OBS. You will not see it. Then this is the downstream key, as I was talking about. Then so any plugin you install will come to the dock. So this is the Atom multi-stream. If you want to stream to multiple platforms, you can go and add all of them here. So I can add YouTube, I can add Facebook here. You just go to the setting and then you go and add them. Okay, so you go to the main canvas, then you add outputs, and you'll be able to do that. Okay. So for OBS, I'll be deleting all of these scenes so that we will start everything from scratch. So I cannot remove this. So I have to create a new scene and then delete this. Close this. So I'm going to open Easy Worship because that's what we'll be using for our scripture and then our songs. One thing about Easy Worship is that you have to pay for it. It is not free. Now, when we did it, you pay one time, but now you have to do subscription. Now, my advice is that if you have a church that you are located in the same geographical location, you can talk to them and then share cost. So if you have about 10 of them, a month is I think $15. You can share it. Okay. Now, if you come to Easy Worship, you see that my church, the song is divided like 2 lines. Okay. So we have taken our time to do this. I was having the database, but I think somebody deleted it from the online platform. So I will do that again. So this is how the song will come. If you see Hill songs, you see that the song comes like this on the video. So how do you break this into 2 lines? You can just right click on the song. Okay, I was doing this, I didn't finish. So you right click on a song, you come to the second line, you press control enter, and then it will separate it for you. So you see control enter, and it's going to separate it for you. So that's what we did for all our songs. That's why when you see the song there, I'm not saving, you realize that we break it into 2. Now, when you go to scripture, we want the full scripture to come, so the verse and the reference all will be coming. Now, when you want to work on this, or especially if you come to scripture, you want to make the video appealing to your viewers. If you look at what I have here, I normally want the reference and then the verse to have a different color, and then the scripture is white. Okay. Then when you come to themes, we have set up a theme. Okay, so the song, before you set it to have it down here, you have to go to the themes. Okay, the themes are like, let's say, a template that is there. It's like a template that is here that you can select to be the default. So, for example, if I want this template, which the song in the middle, I can right click on add as default. Okay, so this is the default. So when I go to a song, see what is happening. Okay, so you see that the song is going to be in the middle, making use of this theme. So we have quite a number here. You can add your own. So how do you add? You just go to the addition sign you see down here. Okay, then you can configure it from here. I have done a video on this. I brought somebody in and did the videos on my channel. I'll put it in the link. Now we want this song not to be in the middle but down here. So what you normally would do is to let this come down like this. Okay, you bring it up a little. And then you can just bring this like that without doing the green screen. If it goes to Easy Worship, there is a Luma key you can, if it goes to OBS, there is a Luma key you can apply to it. And so you don't need to make this green. But if you are using a green screen as a chroma on your switcher, you want to make the background green, you go to inspector, go to the background, the slide background, and then you can go and select color. And then you click on the color and then you have the green. Okay. So I can use this. You give it a name and then you apply and then you click on OK. Okay. So this one I'm not saving. I will just maintain the one we have here. So I'll make this, okay, the default. Okay. Now when you go to the scripture is also the same. So you can go to Teams. If you are Teams already, you can just select the scripture from here, and then you can add a new one. Now, last Sunday was Lord Supper Sunday, and I did some design in Canva. One I seen about using Canva is that some of these elements are already there. So, for example, that Sunday I did a design like this. Look at this. This is just a video. When you play it, you see that it's like visuals. This is a background. This is a communion cap. I can just go to element and type, and I'll have the all those elements. Especially look at the Bible, I can go there and do that. Okay. Now this, you can use Photoshop if you want to use it. If you want it as a JPEG or let's say PNG without video. I want the visualization to be more of a video. So if you preview, this I want it to be playing. Look at this one too. And then look at this. And then this is the full one for the scripture, the full screen. Okay. And then this is another one for background. Okay. So you can do that. This is a squeeze bar that you can also use in your production. Okay. So I have exported this as MP4, the same with all of these ones, so that I can get it as a video. Okay. So once you are done, you export, then you can come back to your Easy Worship and load them in media. So you see that I've loaded it here. This is it. Okay. So let's go back to the theme. Now what you have to do, how do you configure this? You click on the addition sign down here. Okay. And then because I want the scripture to be at the bottom, I will just drag. You see, when you select it, you see that it's having about how many handles there. You pick the top one in the middle, you bring it down. There's a Bible here, so I want some padding for the whole scripture. Then you can go to inspector. So we are already at inspector, but if it's not there, just click on inspector. And then you go to the slide background and then click on the fill style, that's media fill. Then you can select and it's going to bring this. Okay. You can either use green, you can use any other color. If you have the color picker, you can pick it, but we like using chroma and then luma, which is black. So I have this, and then I'll just name it, and then I will apply, and okay, and then it will appear here. I think we have one already there, but I will just name this the Lord Supper. Then I will apply, and then okay. So yeah, so I have two of them here. I'll just right click and say this as a default. So when I go to the scripture and I pick any scripture, you see that it will be coming this way. One other thing you want to look at in Easy Worship is the output. So as I mentioned, you can output the main and then the foldback. So if you go to edit, you go to options, you open this dialog box, and then you have the main out, and then you have the foldback. Now the main out, you can decide where you want to send it to, which monitor. So this one we are doing NDI. Now I like using NDI most of the times when I'm using the same machine with the internet and all of that. So you don't have to worry. Mostly I see people struggling when it is two laptops. Maybe you are picking from another laptop. I normally make sure I connect LAN cable to my PC, especially if I'm using two, so that I don't have the Wi-Fi going off and all of that. And I'm able to get it throughout the production. So you can output this monitor through your monitor too. Remember when we were doing, when we started, I mentioned that my desktop is having 3 outputs, okay, and we combine 1 and 3, so it's left with 2 that you can send these to. Okay, so if I click OK and I double click right now, it will be going to my second screen. Okay, but I want to do away with hardware. So I'll be outputting this through NDI. Okay. Select NDI stream. This is the size it will come. Then when you go to fold back, you can also select output. Now, one nice thing about the fold back is that it's always full screen. So just imagine you want this to go to your auditorium. Okay, so you can select this and give it the secondary monitor so that you can connect the HDMI cable for this to go into your auditorium. Then the main one we can configure it, because that is going to be like a lower third. You can configure that one to go online for the live streaming people. I don't like it when we have to show the full scripture. They are doing presentation. We show the experience online is not going to be great. You are just going to be seeing scripture throughout. But if the scripture is down there, it looks nice. So you can select NDI. Okay. Now when you come to the fold back, you can go to the song. Okay, and do some changes here. So the color is white. That is fine. Opacity and all of that. Center align. You can do all of that. So look at all of this. The only thing I didn't like about this is that I cannot change the background for the fold back. So it's going to be black, but we will look at how you can use this as a Luma when you go to OBS. Then when we go to the scripture tool, you can go in and do your changes, okay? Yeah. Then let's go to the main. The main, I'll put the song, okay? So this is where you do your font and all of that. But let's look at the scripture. The scripture, what I did was the verse font, I've changed it. Okay. So verse 1, verse 2, I've changed it. So you see that it's more of yellow. Then the reference font is also yellow. That is to make it look more appealing. Okay. So once you are done, you click on OK. So let's remember our outputs. The 2 is NDI. Okay. And then you can click on your OK. So we have this sending to any program as NDI. So let's open Vimix. If I open Vimix, I can pick that because Vimix is having NDI. Please, is the paid one that will have NDI. The pirated one, you guys are always struggling to block the internet, so that doesn't help you. It will block it and you can't get any device on the network. So you go to add input, you go to NDI, and then you see the foldback. So EasyWorship foldback here. Then you can also look for EasyWorship. No, so go to NDI. So you look for the EasyWorship Live. So look at what will happen if so normally what I'll do is I'll make this a little small so that I can see if I change. So if you change, you see that it's changing here. Okay. If you change, it will change it. So the foldback is changing and this one is changing. So if you were to be using EasyWorship as your output, okay, if you go to full screen to output to your extended screen, you can do that by giving this to the main screen in the auditorium. What I'm trying to say is that if you open any other software that is having NDI, you can add all of these, about thousands of them. If you open thousands of software, you can add it on the same network, you can add them and they will not have any issue. Okay. So that is how you come to use Vimix. I'm not doing Vimix today. I just want to show you how they can integrate and all of that. And even with the Vimix, if you bring your video here, which sometimes we do, you can bring your main video here, you put all this on it. So you can bring all the NDI input here, whatever you want to do, like how we are going to do in OBS. Then you click on external. Okay, and then you can send the output to OBS because you will be seeing the Vimix. When you go to the capture card, you'll be seeing Vimix over there. Okay, so you add the Vimix as a source and it will come. So that's how we are able to use that when we are doing videos to Zoom and then Teams. Okay, what we normally do is that when we bring the main video and we are streaming, we output it, and then we open Zoom, and then we go to Vimeo, pick the video and use. But if you are paying for the $350, that's the 1,000 input for Vimeo, then you don't have a problem, because they have the ability to do Zoom direct from this, and it's a nice application. When you are doing Zoom, you can bring people on your Zoom into the production, and it makes it look professional. So that is how this is coming here. We can just decide to close it because I may not need it. So I'll close Vimeo for now. Okay, and let's go to our OBS. Now, OBS is a open source software. It's free. You can use it. They've also come up with Prism Live Studio, and I think they just copy OBS because it's the same thing. The only thing I like about Prism is that I can stream on my how do you call it, on my phone, and then I'll get that at 1080. Okay, so this is Prism, and look at how it's also looking like. Okay, so you can also have the scene, create your scene over here. It just look like OBS. The only difference I am seeing here is that you can add more channels here and strip to 3 platforms at the same time, which OBS is not able to do unless you install a plugin. Okay, so that is, if I want to bring a scripture here, this is the capture card device. I can go into select the webcam. You remember we assigned video 2 to this, you see, then 3 is to the feedback. So you see this. So my OBS is open. I can do whatever I want and still be able to pick any NDI into any other software. Do the same in OBS. Do it in Vimeo. If your machine is running very fast, you should be able to do that. Okay. So whatever I'm doing in OBS is going to be the same in Prism. Prism, you can stream to about 3. I think they say 3 to 6 platforms at the same time. There is a lot of things like a chat widget, which you can add as a source. So when I'm live and people are sending message, I can bring it into my production. It will be coming there for people to see what others are saying. There are quite a number of things that I don't see in OBS unless you install a plugin. So let's look at OBS. I've done video on Prism. If I have enough time later, I will look at it again. I like repetition so that everybody will be able to learn. Okay, so let me close this. And one nice thing about Prism is that when you want to install a plugin from OBS, don't use the installer one, use the one that is zip. Then you go to the root folder and add it, and you have it, and they work. So any plugins that is developed for OBS will work for Prism. So let me close it. Okay. Now what we want to do is that we want to create 3 scenes. One which is a super source. Okay. The other one is just going to have the scripture down or the songs down there. Then the other one which is going to be a squeeze back. Also. So the name is back. So I like renaming my scene. It's very important. I like naming or renaming all my sources so that I can easily identify them. I was at a program. I didn't name the files where I was doing AA11. And when the program started, I don't know which one is opening prayer, which one is worship. So it's very important. So what I'm going to do is to rename this. Okay. So I want to say this is my super source. Okay, so let's just create one by one, and then we add the source to the scenes, and then we create another one. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to create a background because the super source will have the video in here. So I'll go to the addition sign you see here, which is adding the sources. What I want is a video background. If it's a picture, you can go to image, but I'm going to media source. So I will do this to be background. So, and then I'll click on OK. Look for the file. So I'm going to use this blue background. I want it to loop. Okay. Then you click on OK. So this is the background. The second thing I want to add is my video, which let's say is coming from my capture card, my switcher, and all of that. Or if you have an NDI sending it. So you come to the addition sign you see here. You go to capture device. Then I'll say this is my main video. And this is good for those who are also using one main camera. You are using one main camera. You can bring this into using a capture card. Then you have one main camera. But if you use multiple cameras, you can do the same. But I believe that if you're using multiple cameras, you can also get a switcher so that you don't have to go through all of this. So I'll add and go and look for Rodecaster video. So that is my capture card. So you can see my video coming here. And then I'll click on OK. Now you can resize it, but I want to crop this into a vertical video. Okay. So how do you do this? So you just right click, go to transform, edit, transform. So we want to crop. So we'll come to the crop left, crop right. So I'm going to enter some numbers, 400, then the right 400. So there is a space here. So let me do 420 and see. 420. Okay. Okay. So this is fine. There is still a space there. So let me see what happened. Okay. So I'm okay with this. Let me do this 400. So just play around the numbers. What you think is good, you use that. Let me go to 700 and see what I'll get. Okay, so I'm getting this. This is fine. But sometimes make sure you get space around so that when your pasta move, it's easy. So this is fine. So 700 by 400. Normally, I would do the same number if I'm in the middle so that it falls in the middle. Okay, so this is what I'm having. Now we want to bring the scripture as the full screen, which is the full back. Remember, it's coming as a black background, and I've used this application to remove the black. So it's possible when it comes, you see it as not having a background. Okay, so let's go and add it. You click on the addition. You can go and use the capture card again because remember we used the web and we added it to the web. But since we are having NDI source here, we can just go in and select it. So full scripture. Please write it in full scripture. Okay. Then you come to the source name and then you go and look for the fold back. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. It removes the black for me already. You can resize it to fit in here. Okay. I don't like the way it's showing. I want to give it its own background. That is why I don't like the black background. But if you like it this way, fine. But I just look as if my video is hanging. Okay. So I will make sure I bring in another background that I have there. Scripture background. I'll click on OK, look for it. So this is a communion background I have done. I did this in Canva. All the elements were from Canva. Okay, so you loop it because you want to keep it playing. Click on OK. So it's covering the whole screen. If you don't see, just click on transition to send it here and then it will appear here. So I'll resize it to fit into with my video. So let me resize this a little. Okay. So alignment, just make sure this is aligned. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Now this is on top of my scripture, so I'll bring it down. So I have it this way. When you transition, look at this. Okay. I want to bring my logo, so I can go for image and name it logo. So I have this PIWC logo. It's just a quick logo I have done. I'll resize it and place it in the middle here. Transition and say it here. Okay. So my video is too big over there. Let me edit it to be a little bit smaller. Okay. So look at this. It's already looking appealing. Anybody who see this will know that professionals are really working. Okay. Then we want to bring in the name of my pastor when he's talking a lot of that. Or better still, it's a communion Sunday. So let me bring that one. So I'll still go to my media source and then I'll give it a name. Lower third. Click on OK. So I think this is the number 3. Now remember that is having a green background. So look at this. When I transition, you see this is it. How do we remove the green? You just have to you play it. So this, let me double click on it and loop it, or else it will just stop playing. So that's very important. I'll right click on it and go to filters. This is very important, so pay attention. I'll go to filters. Then you see the after the effect filters, you click on the addition, you go for chroma key, click OK. You see that it's removed. Then so we have this. If I transition, look at this. I want the name to be a little smaller down there. Okay, so we have this. So you can do this on Saturday in the evening before Sunday. And when you save it and you open it to still bring what you have for the last. Or you can even save it. Can you? Okay. You can export it. What else do I need? I need a scrolling text here. If I go to Vimeo, I can do it and send it here or any other application. But I like using the online one. So I have a video that you can watch on online overlay. So that's the name is overlay, and it works for me. So you go to, we are going to pick one. If you come to library, you have a lot of them that you can use here. Lower third. So you see, you have quite a number of them that you can use. So I have some in my overlays library. I'll go and search for it. So let's pick this one, which is scrolling over there. One nice thing about this is that you can change this and even put it off online. So another machine can do this, or you can do this. So I have PIWC, and then it's saying that welcome to PIWC Atomic. So you see where you see the computer say copy output, you copy. Then you go to your OBS. Then you go to the addition sign, you go to browser. So we are going to use browser. So this is my scrolling test. You can give it a full name. And then I'll paste it here. Now, see that the size is not the video size. So I will change the size to 1920 by 1080p. That is important. and then I'll select OK. So after some time, if your internet on your machine is good, you just see it appearing here. Okay, so you can have this. But the truth is that if I create another scene and I want to have this on all the scene, remember this is just in one scene, I will have a problem. So you can go in to download a plugin called Downstream Keyer. So if you go to the OBS plugin, you go to search, you can search for Downstream Keyer. And this is it. You just click on it and download and install, and it will come here. Okay. So if you go to the docs, it will be here. So I don't want this to be here. Okay. So I can create a scene and copy this into that scene. Or you can do everything from scratch, but I like to copy it. So I'll create a scene and see that this is my scrolling text. Okay. So there's nothing here. I'll copy this and put it here as a reference. So I can go back to this and delete it from here. Or I will just disable the visibility here and it will not be there again. But let me just take it out. So remember, this scene will just make it maintain on all my scenes. So this is not going to be for production. It's just for the other ones. Now we want to create another scene that is going to have a full screen so that when we have the scripture, it will be down there. Okay. So this is lower scripture. Okay. So this is a scene I'm creating. Please remember, when you want to add the video, we want to add a video as a full screen, and you go to video capture device. Okay. And then you go and select broadcaster, which is already in the super source. You click OK. It won't come. Okay. So let's delete this and show you. Now you want to go to the super source and copy this. So this is the main video. It's going to be like a reference for you. Then you paste it here. So you see it's here. Then you right click and go and take the cropping out. So 0, 0. Now it's not even full on the screen. You can use the handle to increase it, or you right click, go to the transform again and fit to screen. Okay, so you have this. So we have our main video coming in, and then this is the super source and this is the main video. We want to bring the scripture as a lower title. So it's simple. You just click on addition and then you go for NDI, which we have to install if you are using OBS. So this lower third scripture. I know it's annoying typing every time, but once you, okay, this is already in use in another scene. Then I'm going to pick the Easy Worship Live. So look at this. And click on OK. So, and then we'll go to the filter, right click, go to filters, and then the addition sign of the effects filters. Click on chroma, then it will remove it for you. So we have this. So you can transition between this and this. Now I like this to go up so that I can have the scrolling text under it. Okay. So this one we are just adding 2 sources. Okay. So I'll let this be up because this is like the main production for me. You can add other things if you want to. Let's create our squeeze bar by clicking on the scene. Back, that's the name. Click on OK. So this is a squeeze back. Then I will copy the full video here as a reference in here, paste it here. Okay, so once you paste it, we want to go and bring in the squeeze bag that we've designed. The design that you do, you design it this way, and then I put this green here. So look at this. You can even take this one out and you have it like this. So this is what is guiding me. Okay, so this is like a video size. I maintain the size, so that's what is guiding me. So you go and add it, media source. So that is a squeeze back. Click OK. Look for the video. So there is it. I want it to loop, playing continuously. So you have it. There is it. So you have to right click, go to filters. Remember, you have to use chroma key. So you see, we have all of this here. The alpha channel, luma key. If it's black, you use luma key and all of that. If you click on scroll the text, if you have something that will be scrolling. Okay. So we are using chroma key and see it's remove it. Now the video is actually behind it. So you can bring it and crop it to fit here. Or you can just select the video and crop so that the video is full. You are not cropping, you are just resizing to fit into that empty space. The other way is to bring it to the top. Okay, then you have it this way. For more information, it didn't come out. So it dropped. Okay. So we have this. If you want the scrolling text to come in, then you can send it up a little. Then, okay, so I have this video. Okay, so it's going to affect this place a little. I should have considered that during the design. Okay, so let's see. Our super source, which is this. Our lower third, this. Okay, so I'm sending this to my main production. So let's look at it, how it's looking over here. Okay, so when I transition, this is what I'm having. Then the squeeze back, this is what I'm having. Then the squeeze back, this is what I'm having. Okay. Now we want to let the scrolling text maintain throughout the production. So that's where the down key comes in. So you just downstream key, you select it. Then you select the scrolling text, and then you click on the addition sign, and you bring it here. So once you select it, you see that it's appearing here. Okay, so there is a space at the top. I can go back to my squeeze back and bring it down a little. Let's transition it. Okay, so I filled that space. So if I select super source, you see that the scrolling text is maintained here. And then I can go to this video to transition. There's a little space down there, but I can leave it. It's not bad. So what's going to be happening is that if they mention a scripture, I will make sure the screen is small like this. Okay. If I'm using only NDI and I extend my desktop, I can send the EASYWORSHIP to another screen with the extended desktop. When they mention a scripture, you can change. You see that all of them change at once. So you have it this way. So this is for scripture, but the squeeze bar is just for announcing a program. As I mentioned, this program is going to be happening in November. I want to be able to bring all vendors together so that when you come there, you know what you need for your production. This is not for church, only church media teams. This is for everybody, those who are doing video and all of that, especially content creators. This is a very important program. Okay. So you see, you can do this same thing in OBS, and you can even do this in vmix. Okay, you can bring as many videos as you want. You can even go in and buy a capture card that is 4-channel input. What it's going to do is that you can pick the individual videos that are coming into it to use for the scenes, but just make sure that your PC is running very fast. Your RAM have to start from 16. I also advise that you get a graphic card that is also around 8 gig. 3 output is fine, so that if you are doing a production using a switcher, you can output 2, one fold back and one as the lower third, so that you can send it on the screen. Okay. Now, a lot of the switches now, you can even configure what is coming out. So there are times that if you do the program out, you can decide that, oh, this input 1, 2, or 3 should go out. So you can do that. Okay. So let's quickly look at what we are, if you are doing production. So this is a super source, which is the first one. This is super source. So it look very nice. Then the scripture. Now you can see that our scrolling text is maintained there. Then the squeeze back. Just look at this. So you have an upcoming program. You can advertise it this way. This same thing can be done in vmix and Prism. See the song. This is how the song is coming. Okay, so if I change the song, this is how it's going to come. Then the super source, that is with the full screen. Check this out. Look at this. And remember, the squeeze bar doesn't have all of that. Okay. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. I always bring a lot of content. Put your notification on. As soon as I'm live, you can join. Those of you who want to learn photography and some things I do, Monday to Wednesdays, 12 to 2 o'clock, I normally have interaction with my people in the office. I have some interns. I have people I'm working with, and I normally take them through some of the things I do. Okay, so if you're interested, just join me on YouTube or TikTok, and we'll have an interaction. Thank you.